If you are thinking of moving to the Phoenix area and you're trying to nail down the area, you obviously want to find the perfect home. And I'm sure you've been looking on Redfin and Zillow, etc. But let's back up a little bit. You actually want to take a look at the areas before you start looking at those dreamy homes. Because let me tell you, we have seen some people, we've interviewed people that have bought simply because they found a beautiful home online. And then when they moved in, they did not like the area.
This is the worst.
I'm going to talk about the top 3 growth areas here in the Phoenix area that, although might be a little bit on the outskirts, you're going to find over the next 10 to 20 years exponential growth in these areas. Now, this is not necessarily a video for investors because what I'm talking about is long-term growth. We saw this in the Southeast Valley in the late 80s when Intel moved into Chandler, Arizona. And here we are, 2025, and Chandler is exploded. So much so that it's gone from Chandler to Gilbert to Queen Creek, and it continues. So, what's the next best great area that might seem like a burb today, but there is a lot of future potential growth for great schools, freeway systems, medical care, amazing entertainment, shopping, dining, outdoor lifestyle, quality of life. Choosing a place to live is so important, and working with the right realtor to help identify where that is going to be essential in your success. Now, usually when you're moving to another area, you're coming here for a job. So, although the greater Phoenix area really stands to keep commute sheds within a 35 minute, there are parts of the greater Phoenix area where people are really looking at closer to 45 minutes or even an hour drive. There's so many options in the greater Phoenix area that, again, this video, we want to help deep dive into how to find out the best area for you.
Help me help you.
So if you take a look at my amazing new website, we have this map feature. We created it just for viewers like yourself, where you can click around and you can see what videos are for which area. Super easy to search. So just click on, let's just say Maricopa County. It's going to show you all the videos in Maricopa County. If you click on, let's just say Peoria, you're going to click on Peoria and it's going to automatically bring you to a ton of information specifically on Peoria. So not only is my website going to help you, but also there is a free relo guide on there. If you sign up for that, you can download it. It gives you a lot of insight as to housing prices in different areas and lifestyle and what each area has to offer. It's a very nicely concise relo guide for you. Look, guys, I want to be your source to identify the best place that you will call home. This is not necessarily a video for investors, although if you are looking for a long-term hold, and when I say long-term, I mean more than 10 years, this could be very valuable for you as well. Let's talk about those top 3 areas that are exploding already, and we can see it, and I'm going to talk about why it will continue to explode at an exponential rate. Let's talk about an area I've done a lot of videos on, hopefully you've watched, and this is called the southwest part of the valley, more specifically Goodyear, and even more specifically, Estrella Mountain Ranch. Estrella Mountain Ranch is definitely one of the top requested master plan communities. It really does stand above and beyond most of the other ones. And if you are thinking of moving to the Phoenix area, even if you're not looking in this area, I would highly recommend you check it out because I'm sure you'll be enjoying it at some point. It is located about 25 miles southwest of downtown Phoenix. But here's the thing, guys. We don't live, work, and play in the downtown Phoenix area. I'm not saying nobody does, but it's not like the core of our life out here. One of the great things about living in the greater Phoenix area is that there are a lot of different hubs, downtowns, entertainment districts. So if you live in the southwest part of the Phoenix area, unless you work in downtown or you're flying out on a plane, you're not going to be spending a lot of time in downtown, which, by the way, if you call Estrella Mountain Ranch home, you're going to have about a 45-minute drive to the airport. And I know 25 miles doesn't seem like it should be 45 miles, but this is why freeways change everything. So why am I pointing out Estrella Mountain Ranch? Let me show you. I'm going to show you guys this amazing new map that we have now that we passed Proposition 479. It's going to change everything in the Phoenix metro area forever. As Proposition 479 just passed, this is a Maricopa County 0.5% in our sales tax that goes towards our self-funding of our freeway systems. The way freeways normally work is the federal government gives states money to build and maintain their highway system. If Phoenix were to dip into that bucket, there would be none left for the rest of the state. And I have to tell you, our state actually does have some amazing freeway systems. The roads are wide, new, safe, and free of bumps. What are those called? We don't even have them. I don't even know what they are. And so what we do here in Maricopa County specifically is we self-fund our freeway system. One of the biggest developments from this extended 20-year tax will be this addition right here called State Route 30 that will bring the 303, which is already right here, and it's already being constructed under the current budget that we have. But this 303, sorry, that is the 303. The 30 is going to connect. You're probably thinking, yeah, but what does that do? Let me show you. Are you ready? Let's get from my drawing talent. From Estrella Mountain Ranch, which right now you would go from up here to over here to the Phoenix airport, like I said, is 45 minutes. If you worked in Tempe or if you worked in Chandler, we're talking an hour to an hour and a half drive. Chances are, if you work in Chandler or Tempe, you're not going to live out this way. It's just too far. But now that there is this freeway, or will be shortly, I should say, you're going to be able to drive in. This is going to be like a 10-minute drive. Then right here to Chandler, where there is more than 500,000 high-paying jobs. This is going to be a 30 to 35-minute commute. This is going to change accessibility to Estrella Mountain Ranch, which is down here, to much more shopping, dining, schools, medical care, and employment. Having that freeway is going to change the life of Estrella Mountain Ranch. Now, Estrella Mountain Ranch is already established. In fact, they started building it in the 80s. Most of the people that have bought out in Estrella Mountain Ranch were looking for this kind of secluded, quiet, private area. So how it's going to change for the current homeowners remains to be seen, but it's going to become busier. So some of the draw to Estrella Mountain Ranch might change for many of the people that live there. Currently, there is almost 8,000 homes in Estrella Mountain Ranch. And here's the thing, guys, they are slated for another 8,000 to 10,000 homes in Estrella Mountain Ranch. Keep saying Park Ranch. It's Estrella Mountain Ranch, or EMR as some people say it. And the neighborhoods in here, like for instance, one of my favorite little neighborhoods in there is called Lucero. Lucero is not as close to the lake. That's the thing. Everything right around the lake, and it is a stunning lake. Those are the older homes, and those are few and far between. They don't come in the market very often. And when they do, let me tell you, there's a fight for it, no matter what kind of market we're in. But Lucero is a beautiful community just outside. It is in Estrella Mountain Ranch, but I want to say it's just outside of the core. And I love the mountain views out this way, and I love the desert landscaping throughout the entire community. Montecito is another area, and we're going to continue to see new villages kind of pop out from Estrella Mountain Ranch. What's the big deal about Estrella Mountain Ranch? Here it is, guys. There is over 65 miles of hiking trails. If you're an outdoor enthusiast, you're going to love these hiking trails. I'm talking in the mountains, on the mountains. Great for mountain bikers, hikers. If you have a dog, they're going to love it up this way, but you do have to deal with wildlife. If you're looking for walking trails that might be a little bit safer, maybe for the older or maybe for the younger, or maybe you have a stroller, the walking trails within the community are what blows this place away. It has not one, not two, but three different lakes, more than a mile all the way around. There is 72 acres of lakes and parks. There's a lakeside amphitheater. They do so many community events outside, and we have enjoyable weather. And let me tell you, it might be hot during the day, but in the evenings, even in the summer times, it's pretty fun to be outside underneath the stars and watching a movie. There is all kinds of festivals out this way already. There is a food truck event. There's a golf club. There's a yacht club. I know that you're like, what? Oh, we don't have yacht clubs in Arizona. Well, you do in Estrella Mountain Ranch. They have boat rentals and canoe rentals. Also, they have pickleball courts. And although there's not a lot of restaurants, there's a couple of fast food that's over by the Safeway and everything there. There's a couple restaurants that are coming into town. And as that population continues to grow and this freeway system goes in, you're going to see even more commercial closer to the homes here. If you don't mind I know that sounds funny, an 18-minute beautiful drive, beautiful drive, you're going to get up to the north part of Goodyear that's right off of Interstate 10. Again, with freeways, what is it? More than 80% of employment is within 2 miles of a freeway, and commercial makes investment along that same line, the freeways, more so than these remote areas. So that's why we haven't seen a lot of the development that I know the homeowners wanted out there, but that's at this point, if you buy out there, it's going to be again quiet. It's nice. And I tell you, the mountain views, the sunsets are absolutely stunning this way. So if you are looking for a hot spot and you're looking at a 10-year investment, this is going to be the most affordable, with the median price at being 509 in this area. And you can get into homes at the time of this video in the high 300s. Let me blow you away. Even I was shocked. Here's the thing, guys. You might see a lot of people talking, about YouTube, talking about the market changing. I'll tell you, it is going to change, and more so in the Phoenix area than probably anywhere else. Housing Wire actually just announced Phoenix for 2025 as being the hottest real estate market. But look at these homes. Some of them are on the smaller side. This one, well, actually, that's not that small. For a first-time home buyer or even a more mature buyer like myself, why do you need more than 1,600 square feet? I realize here's the thing, guys. I wouldn't like to have a 3,000 square foot single level home just for myself that I had to clean and maintain. You can get into a 2-bedroom and an office, 379, 385, 388, 399. These are all in Estrella Mountain Ranch. And these are going to be in areas that are around the more desirable part of Estrella Mountain Ranch. These are the main lakes. Obviously, you can see them. These are going to be slightly newer than these. And again, there's amazing parks. There's golf course. There's even a 55 plus community up this way, and the mountain views and the desert throughout the entire, let me show you. You can see it as here. You can see the gorgeous mountains here. And then when you go into the communities, look at all the beautiful desert areas that they have in the communities. I find this area breathtaking, and the biggest obstacle for someone like myself needing to get to a lot of different places easily was the fact that it was not close to a freeway. That, my friends, is going to change when State Route 30 comes in, and the prices in this area are going to go. Okay, the second hot spot for the greater Phoenix area is brought to you by Taiwan Semiconductor. We all know about it. We've been building it for, well, I shouldn't say we've been building it. We saw the 303 freeway come in probably about 7, 8 years ago. And I remember driving this freeway thinking it's going from nowhere to nowhere. And then all of a sudden, Arizona, the governor announces that Taiwan Semiconductor has picked Phoenix to be their first US campus. This put everybody in a tailspin. And let me tell you, there's a lot of construction that has come in since that announcement. And what does that mean? It means that North Peoria, North Phoenix has already start to see the benefits of what this one ginormous employer is going to be doing for this region. This region, in 20 years, when we look back, we're going to say, I coulda, shoulda, woulda. And that's why I'm talking about it today. So if you are looking for, first of all, let me point out, these are high paying jobs that are coming to the northwest part of the valley. So when some of these companies go out to the middle of nowhere, like in Ohio or Michigan or where there is nothing established, I know a lot of investors like to get in and become landlords. Well, there is a need for nice rental homes in this area, not going to lie, but unless you're a cash buyer with today's interest rates, you're not going to see a return. You're not going to see a cash flow. Now, if you are an owner occupied, there is plentiful choices and those that meet the quality of life that these higher income earners are looking for. So when we look at North Peoria and North Phoenix, and even parts of, part of Phoenix is an area called Anthem. And I have several videos. You just got to click through on my map and you can see all those videos talking about these areas. But we are going to see a much higher price point in this area. So this different than what we just talked about from Estrella Mountain Ranch, where the median price down there is only 509 and an average, entry point at about 400. This particular area being in such high demand, again, for that higher income earner, the median price in this area is just over $700,000. Recently, we had a buyer looking for something under $800,000 in new construction, and you're going to be looking at around 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,000 square feet, right around that $700,000 or $800,000 price point. So again, if you're owner occupied, there is some beautiful homes up in a lot of different directions in this area. My favorite is called Vistancia. Now, Vistancia, once upon a time, was way out in the middle of nowhere. And once the 303 freeway came in, it kind of made it feel it come in a little bit more, meaning that you could get to where you wanted in a quicker time frame. Now that more shopping and dining and entertainment and other employment have now moved up to this area, Vistancia is now close to a lot of the things that you are looking for. So although Goodyear area, you're going to be waiting a little bit longer for those areas, for those amenities and the services. In Peoria, North Peoria, let me point that out, you guys, because South Peoria is a different experience. So you can't just type in Peoria if you're looking online. That's why you got to give us a call so we can give you a better idea, or zip codes, etc. But North Phoenix and North Peoria, you're going to find some beautiful mountain views, gorgeous, modern, newer homes. In fact, if you're trying to, I know everybody loves new construction, and I love new construction too, but let me tell you, if you buy newer homes, not new homes, but newer homes, that's a sweet spot of where you get the biggest bang for your buck. If it's an older home, you might have deferred maintenance items. If it's a brand new home, there's a lot of things that need to be done before it's really a homey house, like more specifically a backyard. If you're thinking of a swimming pool, you're definitely going to want to buy a resale home where someone else footed the bill for it. Here's the thing, guys, when you give us a call, we really kind of help you dissect through all these different do's and don'ts and where you get your biggest bang and what's your priority. Are you raising a family? Are you later in life? Are you looking for better quality of life, a higher, outdoor, activities? Oh, in this part of town, if you love outdoor stuff, there is no other place that honestly has it all. This area has mountains, it has views, it has a lake, and I'm not talking a little lake for a boat and canoe. I'm talking a major lake. So if you are a boatsman, if you are looking for a ski boat, a fishing boat, a houseboat, you can enjoy this, all of this on Lake Pleasant. Not to mention the world's largest water slide. That's great for the kids, but there's camping up this way. There's four-wheel driving. If you are a side-by-side kind of fool, if you like shooting guns, if you like going camping and hunting, you're going to love this part of the greater Phoenix area. I'm telling you, there's definitely a different type of person that lives in different places. This is the outdoorsman heaven in the northwest part of the valley. Higher price point, but some beauty. If you want like big sprawling estates, if you want casitas, if you want RV garages. And here's the thing too, guys, when you're looking, I know people are drawn to surprise, but if you haven't seen my surprise video, I have to tell you, you're going to be surprised. I interviewed people that called Surprise home, and even they didn't like living in Surprise. So don't be house driven. Look at areas and give us a call, because if you buy in an area that the only thing it offers is housing, like Surprise, you will not really be making a lot of appreciation, because you'll always be competing with the builder. So again, just because I say Northwest Phoenix doesn't mean all of Northwest Phoenix. You got to give us a call so we can help find the best possible home for you. All right, so we're going to come in with the last but not the least by any means. This is going to be the Southeast Valley in the greater Phoenix area. You're probably like, well, what exactly does that mean? It's a group of a lot of different cities and towns that all work very closely together. And so you might live in Chandler, but you love playing in Gilbert. You might live in Mesa, but love the lifestyle in Apache Junction. I'm telling you, there's just so many things that are offered in the Southeast Valley. And what drives this? I'll tell you. First of all, there is an older part of Mesa that I'm not talking about. What I'm talking about is when Chandler landed Intel in the late 80s. And that is when it changed forever. Phoenix, like it put Phoenix on the map as far as a technology hub. And as Chandler continued to grow, that's how we got Gilbert, and that's how we got the newer part of Mesa. That's how we got Queen Creek. And now we even have Apache Junction, and people only remember the old Apache Junction. There's a whole new Apache Junction, and I'm going to tell you, this part of town is going to be just as big as the rest. I feel like what is currently on the general plan between all these cities and what's going on in North Pinal is going to change what we know today over the next 20 years. It's going to completely blow you away. Here's the thing. There's a lot of other growth going on in the Phoenix area. But when you look at the majority of the reasons we've talked about, number one was a freeway system is going to change the Southwest. Number two, we talked about Taiwan Semiconductor is going to be changing the way the Northwest Valley looks and feels and lives, but it just begun. If we go back 40 years ago plus, that's what Chandler looked like. So if you look at where Chandler is today, it's number one, it's going to tell you what the Northwest Valley is going to look like. Okay. But you got to wait. That's the thing. You got to wait 30, 40 years before it starts to feel and look and live like it does in the Southeast Valley. The Southeast Valley has already been building this amazing metropolis. And honestly, when people really think of the Phoenix area for job wise, they're predominantly looking in the Southeast Valley. Now I'm getting confused. There's a lot of jobs in Phoenix, don't get me wrong, and there's a lot of jobs in Scottsdale. But the Southeast Valley is known as Silicon Desert for a reason. So Intel, they scouted out in the early 80s. And then by the late 80s, they saw what Chandler had to offer between the infrastructure that was in place at that time and just the blank canvas. There was also some railways in here. And so we saw that massive building. And so Intel, as they became more present here, in fact, when I moved here, there was only one fab, there's 4 fabs, and they're releasing 2 more. You guys, Chandler is still going to explode exponentially, but people are going out further and further because Chandler's also become quite expensive and it's kind of on the older side. So here's the thing, when you are looking to buy out here, you really have to weigh the number one thing I would say is your lifestyle is really going to dictate where you live. So let's break that down for you. First of all, one of the reasons the Southeast Valley is in high demand right now is because of all the freeway access. If we look at the freeways here in the greater Phoenix area and we look at the Southeast Valley, it's just got the best of it all. It has the Interstate 10, which has been here all along. It also has the new 202 loop that gives us super quick access to the other side of South Mountain that brings us over to the West Valley if we need to get over there. More importantly, though, the people that live on that side of the mountain can now quickly get to the Chandler area. Then we also have the 202 that goes through Gilbert and through Mesa, and it swings up to 60, which 60, are you ready for this, guys? Let me show you what's going to happen right off of Interstate 60. Are you ready? Okay. You heard it here first. Well, you probably didn't hear it here first, but this is what's happening. So this is a map. Let me show you. So Mesa obviously is right here. Interstate 60 currently goes this way. Okay. So Gold Canyon, I've done a few videos on that. Again, you just got to click on the map that we have on my website and it'll take you to all the videos. But the areas that I'm talking about is the accessibility. First of all, is Queen Creek and the north part of Santan Valley. Also, for those of you looking for super affordable housing, Florence, and even though it says Florence is down here, the housing is actually over in this direction. And also in Coolidge, you can buy brand new construction in the mid 200s down that way, but it's going to take a while, just to let you guys know. What I want to show you guys, though, is this right here is one of the extensions that will be extended because of Proposition 479, and more importantly, this guy right here. Whoopsie. All right. Don't judge the artist. All right. That is going right now. They're just calling it the North-South corridor. All of this land, I mean, it will eventually go down here like this and go all the way down to Eloy. But this, which is another city outside of the city, follow me. This is all Pinal County, and Pinal County has some plans of their own, and they have only just begun. That's all I got to say. So when this freeway really goes into play, I am telling you, we're going to see another level of appreciation in the Southeast Valley. Let's talk about why the Southeast Valley, honestly, is, in my opinion, the star of the show. Schools, top rated schools compared to anywhere else in the Phoenix Valley. One of the things I love about Phoenix is there are great schools speckled throughout the greater Phoenix area. You can get them in almost any city, but you have more top rated schools in the Southeast Valley. And if you're looking at private schools and charter schools and Montessori schools and the STEM schools, and I mean the robotic schools, like that extra level of academics, you're going to only find them in the Southeast Valley. And most of them are tuition free. The freeways we've already talked about, the shopping and the dining. Oh my gosh. Here's the thing. When you're looking at, people want to have some sort of social gatherings. They want to have nightlife, and I'm not talking clubs like Scottsdale, but they want to have downtowns. They want to have the mom and pop shops. They want to have the great taco places. They want to have farmers markets. They want to have festivals. They want to have parades. They want those, again, those entertainment in a lot of different ways, whether it's indoor entertainment for the kids during the summertime, like Fat Cats, or something island. I took my grandson there. But there are so many. There's indoor trampoline places. There are go-kart places here in the Southeast Valley. And then when you're talking about outdoors, oh my goodness, you want to talk about green? I am talking some of the most amazing parks. Veterans Oasis Park. You're right in the middle of Chandler, and you take like 10 steps into it and you feel like you're in the middle of the desert. Gilbert has a park like that too, the Riparian. Yeah, that's the one.
I didn't understand a one word you said.
And there is so many other ones like Queen Creek. has an amazing new park. They're still in the middle of it building it. It's called Frontier Park, and they have a catch and release lake, and they have pickleball courts. Oh, you want to talk about pickleball courts? Let's talk about sports just in general. There is they've changed names so many times. I don't know what the current name is, but it used to be called Legacy Sports Complex, and then it was called Bell Bank, and who knows what it's called now, but it's the world's largest private sports complex, and it's right on the border of Mesa and Queen Creek. So if you are a pickleball fan, if you're a football, softball, basketball, every tennis, every possible thing, even e-gaming, it's right here. There's also a ginormous water park that is coming to Gilbert. There is miniature golf, there's top golf, there's rooftop patios, there is so many things to entertain. I can't even cover them all. Not to mention the outdoor lifestyle. We're talking Santan Mountains, which I just went hiking last weekend on. It's an easy hop and a skip. Also, and those, oh my gosh, the trails are amazing. But here's one of my faves. If you want water, you're right by Tonto National Park. You go to Lucentis, one of my favorite communities, up against the mountains with the most beautiful views. You have mountains on one side and you have the city on the other side. And within 10 minutes, you're in Tonto National Park, and you are paddleboarding, or you can go to the lake and you can go water skiing, you can go fishing, you can go camping, you can go stargazing, you can go hiking, you can go mountain biking. Gosh, you could just do just about everything. This is all in the Southeast Valley, guys. Absolutely. We're also talking, one of the things, when you go out to these newer areas, if you understand the economics of the way restaurants come to areas, you need like 70 to 100,000 people to come in a certain radius before the big boxes come. And let me tell you, that's what Santan Valley has. And Santan Valley, they are so mad that they don't have the little mom and pop shops. When this freeway goes in, the north-south corridor that I was talking about, they will start to see those mom and pop shops come in. 80% of employment is within 2 miles of a freeway. So when you look at the freeways that are already in existence, you know that we're going to have even more jobs coming out there. Did I mention LG Energy? Holy moly. That's going to be, I think it's 4,000, 2,000, 3,000. It's a couple thousand employees, high paying employees that are coming. But here's the thing, when LG opens up, it's not going to be just about that one company. It's never about one company. It's about all the ancillary companies that come into the area. And here's the thing that people don't realize. Some of the other motivators for companies, big companies, to come out to the Phoenix area is because of the foreign trade zones. Like, that is so beyond even my knowledge. And I just have some friends that are in the commercial development, like they're in like the raw land stuff before freeways go in. And they were telling me that holy moly, the foreign trade zones that are in the North Pinal County are insane. And once these freeways and the railways continue out just a little bit further, it's going to blow up. And there's already an airport out that way. Like I said, in the Peoria area that I was talking about, North Peoria, etc., they do have one smaller air park there, and then they are trying to open another one, but there's a lot of community resistance. That's one of the other problems too. Once you have homeowners there and then you try and bring these things in, it's rather difficult. But if it's the other way around, people love having, again, accessibility. So what used to be called the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport is now just called the Mesa Gateway Airport. It used to be part of, I think, a military base like 50 plus years ago. And so it's been here since before us that lived here. Also, not only is this area have the most overall quality choices, options of life, it's one of the safest parts in the entire greater Phoenix area. In fact, the town of Gilbert has always been in the top 5 safest places in the country. Now, when you break apart the Southeast Valley, again, there's different areas that might not necessarily have the same ratings, and that's why you got to give us a call, because we'll give you the inside. What's an up and coming area? What is an established area? We'll also even talk about commutes. Like Let's go back to that 479. I happened to be on the 202 this evening before I shot this video, and I was just excited to see, yeah, it was still busy, but I was excited to see that they were already putting the taxpayers' dollars into widening 202. So not only do we already have a freeway, we're already widening it, you guys. This is so exciting. And when you look at, again, the quality of life, because you don't have to spend time on that road. I don't care how beautiful the drive is. No one wants to be sitting in a car for longer than they need to. And so if you have a lot of different Trader Joe's to choose from, if you have a lot of Whole Foods and Sprouts to choose from, if you have a lot of different downtown districts for live music, mom and pop shops, and it's super cool because there are a lot of small little mom and pop ones where they don't speak English. So un poquito, this girl, but I cannot tell you how much I enjoy every single day of my life in Chandler, and being able to live near the schools, walking my kids to school, being able to go to either this shopping mall or this shopping mall, or I can go to, like I said, several different choices of grocery stores. Or again, my daughter-in-law is what they call a crunchy mom. So she's really into all natural, wholesome, organic food. And the fact that they live in South Chandler, they never have to worry about where they're going to get stuff. They have butchers, they have fresh produce, they have fresh hatched eggs. This is what the Southeast Valley has to offer today. Today. So when you look at an area that's going to explode even more than it is, and you don't have to wait for all these other things to come in my opinion, Southeast Valley is the top of the charts. And if you asked me where I would move if I could, if I wanted to move right now, because I'd be honest with you, I love my house. I'm gonna say I would choose to be in the Queen Creek area. And I just did a video on Queen Creek. You can check it out right here, or you can just go to my website again and just click on Queen Creek. I love the wholesomeness. I love the laid back feel. And honestly, the income level in Queen Creek is higher than Scottsdale, but people don't act that way. People are very friendly and very community focused. I love that they still have Schnepp's Farms and the Olive Mill, and just again, some of the things that I remember and cherish as a child. And so even in today's modern world, it's still out there. You just got to find it. I would love to hear from you guys. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, days, nights, or weekends. We got you back when moving to Phoenix, Arizona, no matter where you're going. Just give us a call. We can't wait to have a conversation and help guide you through this massiveness of the Phoenix metropolitan area. All right. Can't wait to hear from y'all. See you soon. Bye.